Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become a Guest to Apply. All right, so today I have Lior Rachmany on the line, and he's CEO over at Dumbo Moving and Storage. Lior, welcome to the show.
Yep. Hi, Adam. Thank you for having me.
All right, so I'm excited to get into today's topic. So I'm excited to learn more about Dumbo Moving and Storage and how you created, New York City's largest moving company. Maybe just to get us kicked off, I guess. How did you start Dumbo Moving and Storage? Like, what was the vision behind this?
Yep. My first line on this, I came to the States, particularly in New York City, to become a musician. I had my recording studio down at the neighborhood called Dumbo. It's called Dumbo for the variation of a broker's kind of a pitch for real estate. It's mainly for district under Manhattan Bridge overpass. This used to be an artist area. Now it's up and coming for upper class residents. So my recording studio was there. I used to be a mover in the daytime, working in other moving companies and playing music at night. There was a point that something hit me that, my music career is going pretty well, but still have nothing to show for, per se, to start a family and to provide myself. So I decided to open my own moving company. I got myself one van. I used my recording studio as the office, and I called the company Dumbo Moving just because I was located in that neighborhood. Since then, the company grew the last 14 years to over 100 trucks. There are over 400 members in the company, and we own over 500,000 square feet of storage.
Man, what an amazing story. It's just great. That's a great success story. How is, obviously a lot of things have been troubled and changing due to the pandemic over the last year or so. How have things been at the moving company in general, and where are you seeing moving patterns? I'm just curious about what's going on in New York.
Yep. So maybe you know, maybe don't, but moving business is booming at the moment due to the pandemic. I would say mainly people are moving out of the city and New York City in particular, and I'm assuming also for other large urban areas. Mm-hmm. Started around March and April last year. We've seen more upper class moving out of the city, and now as time progressed, the second year of the pandemic, more working and lower middle class moving out of the city. From what my understanding from customers, some of them are also moving out because of the tax code changes that's going to take place. Many people are looking forward to change state tax. And we do have, just because we have locations out there in other locations in the States, We see a lot of moves out of Los Angeles in particular, but mainly we see also a lot of moves out of California in general. And from what we understand, again, it's mainly because of the tax codes. Income tax is going to increase for the residents. As far as we know, in New York City, we have seen so much of moves out to basically Jersey shores, like to South Jersey, Pennsylvania, closer to the border of New Jersey, upstate New York, by Hudson Valley, and a lot of moves to Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut, and the vicinity. So those are the main 4 areas that people are moving to. And there's still a trend of people moving back into the city or doing moves in a lot more of bigger pace, or a lot more transactions going on. Most of it is basically people take advantage of, the market is kind of more affordable. So even we see a lot of more moves into luxury residence. People are taking advantage of the fact that there are more perks at the moment and more inventory. So as far as the whole variety of moves, things are much more busier than we used to be before. And looking on the last 14, 15 years of our operation, we haven't seen this much of a growth as of the last year.
Wow, that's amazing. So, obviously you've been in business for a long time now. You've grown a big company. There's some people listening right now that maybe are a little bit, they're just getting started or they're further behind in their entrepreneurial career, right? So I know you've learned a lot along the way. What kind of tips would you give to those new entrepreneurs that are out here listening to this right now?
Yep. Normally, what I give people advice is, in order to start to become great, you don't have to start great. You simply have to start. This usually, my first pitch to people. But today I want to talk about a different tip. It's kind of a tip that, do not let anyone doubt you. During your career as an entrepreneur, at the beginning, the middle, or during your big success, you're going to see a lot of doubt, either from vendors, customers, employees, other people around you, and that clouds your mind. That then makes you doubt yourself. Do not let anybody doubt you, meaning you're the last line of defense. You're the one who's running the show. If you know how to wield your best weapon, which is yourself, you cannot let yourself doubt you, and you cannot let others doubt you. And what do I mean by that is, let's say, an employee tells you, listen, I don't like this product. I don't think this product is going to go anywhere. But you have the vision. In your eyes, that product is the best thing ever happened to the market. And that voice of doubt, that voice of criticism, needs to be removed. Right? You cannot have that on your operation. Same goes to customers. If you for some reason get a bad comment, or people right now having so many outlets on online, you got to do the best not to have this on your records, or basically you see that on a day-to-day. You have to remove it. You cannot let anybody doubt you, your business, your product. Your managers cannot doubt your leadership, and so on and so on. And what I learned from these years, right, of course, as the CEO, as basically the last resort, the last line of defense. Yes, of course you have to work hard. Yes, of course you have to give everything, and you are humbled by that, and people around you see that you're giving at most. But when something gets into a point that people are trying to say, well, listen, maybe this is not going to work for us. Maybe this kind of moving company is not what we thought it will be. And then you stop for a moment and you make sure everybody realize that this is, the best thing they haven't seen. You explain this is the best product and so forth. And if you don't see yourself as the GOAT, you will never become this way, right? So you have to be the greatest ever, right? So, Michael Jordan saw himself this way from the first day, and look what he achieved. So that's what everybody needs to put in their mind, and that's the best tip I can give to people. But the road is hard, but do not let anyone doubt you. And if you have to spend a bit more time explaining people and kind of making your point, even though a manager who comes to you and says, hey, why are you wasting time on this employee to explain, about the product? He should just give criticism. What's wrong with that? He says, no. We have to make a point here. We have to explain. We cannot let anybody doubt what we're building here, right? And so on and so on. So,
man, that's awesome, Lior. I'm gonna start calling you the Michael Jordan of moving and storage in New York City. Come on, man.
You're not the first one who said that, but I'll take it. I'll take that title. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Lior, if somebody is listening to this and they want to learn more about Dumbo Moving and Storage or to connect with your company and your team, what's the best way for them to do that?
Best way, we can get our website, dumbomoving.com, or we are basically on all outlets on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Just type in Dumbo Moving, you'll get the results. But as the biggest brand in New York City, if you just type in Moving NYC, you'll see our name pop in as the first.
Fantastic. Well, Lior, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and some of the tips that have taken you from, to grow a big business in New York, Dumbo Moving and Storage. Just a great story. Happy to bring to my audience and to the audience. As always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Definitely want you to catch the next episodes we have. We have many more great entrepreneurs just like Lior coming on the line, and don't want you to miss a thing. And Lior, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks.